Okay, so it seems that there's recently a little bit of a situation going on with a gacha game and a couple of VTubers who have been removed from a sponsorship that was supposed to be taking place, a sponsored stream, sorry, and yeah, it's been pretty interesting. Now, these two VTubers that we're going to be talking about is ironmouse and zentreya. Obviously, ironmouse been in a lot of backlash, and so is zentreya, to be fair, but again, to be fair, I don't think this is entirely their fault 100%, but they have been removed from this sponsored stream. As you can see here, they said, don't miss our event, Summer Sky Promise event, and it's supposed to be Giguk, who obviously, is a streamer, content creator, anime kind of stuff. With trash taste and things. Zentreya as well, who obviously, we all know Zentreya. cdawgva, obviously another Trash Taste member, and also ironmouse. They're all supposed to be streaming this event and doing this kind of stuff, which again, obviously, that's great or whatever, and sure, they do a lot of sponsors. They're very well, I guess they're very good at selling a game and stuff. They've done so many before, but obviously a lot of people in the community weren't happy, as Blue Archive followed up with this, another post saying, "Hello Sensei, this is Blue Archive. We sincerely apologize for any confusion and concern caused by Blue Archive's influencer campaign. We take the valuable feedback you have shared with us very seriously, and after internal review and discussion, we've decided not to proceed with this influencer campaign. Moving forwards, we will be striving to communicate in better ways that better align with the direction of Blue Archive and the expectations of Sensei. We'd also like to sincerely thank all Sensei who continue to support Blue Archive and share their valuable feedback with us. We will do our utmost to deliver a better experience and continue improving Blue Archive." And yeah, obviously a lot of people are very happy about that. I think that the majority of the feedback has been, I would now play your game. Fine, I'll go buy the figure. Thanks for listening. WDevs. Say Blue Archive Ghost Video. I said, no way. We're actually so back. They listened. And again, so many people were very, very happy about that happening. And I think it is more so to do with one particular person in here. Like, obviously, you probably saw the title and thumbnail of this video. You're thinking, well, what did Zen and what did ironmouse do wrong? I don't think they really did much wrong. I think it is essentially, one person being cdawgva, who has essentially caught a lot of the flack for most of this. Also, some people were arguing stuff with Zentreya, which we will go into in a second, but again, it is mostly cdawgva which people are mad at. So let's provide a little bit of context of what Blue Archive is if you don't know. Obviously, it is a gacha game, and it features a lot of different types of characters, and one character that it does feature quite a bit, which people enjoy in the game, are some like lolly type characters. Now, obviously, you can feel your own way about that. I don't really care what you feel about it. My personal opinion is, I'm not into it, but again, if you're into it, I don't really care. It's not really my, place to say anything or whatever. Again, it's just one of those things that some people like, I don't like personally, but that's fine, right? Again, I don't care. I'm not going to go and attack people for it. And also, I can understand people wanted to protect their game, right? And I think this is what has essentially happened in this case, because these are the two things that Connor has been very, very against in a lot of his talks on Trash Taste and obviously on stream and everything like that. Is obviously he's been very against gacha games. He's talked out about like the pull rates and things, which again, obviously, he can be right about. He can be right about the pull rates are bad and whatever, right? And also against lollies as well, saying that they're weird and people that like them are weird and stuff like that. So again, obviously, people were not too happy about that. And I think obviously, like for example, like the one he said about gacha game rates, he can be right that the rates are pretty bad. But obviously, it is then that extra step of then going and taking a gacha game sponsorship after saying how bad gacha games were. People were a little bit confused and were saying like, hey, do you really want this guy to be promoting, your game when you are literally a gacha game with lollies in it, right? Again, I think that probably isn't the best idea for someone who doesn't like both of them. Now, as for some of the other people on here, Giguk, I think he has been pretty, he's fairly neutral on both of them. Obviously, Giguk plays a lot of gacha games, so I think he would fit in there. Obviously, on stream, he plays, he does a lot of sponsored gacha game streams as well, for that fact. So again, I think he would fit in very well, and I don't think he's been very against lollies and stuff. I don't think he's really spoken about it that much. So again, people, maybe will be open to him being on there. And then for Zen and ironmouse, I don't think ironmouse has really said anything. Obviously she's played some gacha games too. There was a little bit of a discussion down here, people saying from what I've seen, it was because of Connor. Everyone else was fine. Connor has had a history of not being too fond of these kind of gacha games. People remember that they were upset with someone that had negative views of the scene and suddenly appeared as a sponsored streamer. That's it. You know, they said read some more. Apparently, they're also upset with normally / mainstream streamers who are who are doing it instead of actual fans of the series. Apparently, there are some other Face Connect VTubers who actively play the game but got overlooked for ironmouse and Zen. So again, that's what some people were also bringing up as well, is the fact that you got people like ironmouse and Zen who are big streamers, and I can understand why they have kind of sponsored them to do this kind of stuff, because again, they do sponsors all the time. They've got a big audience, they're going to get a lot of attention to the game, right? But also, as they say, there are people who are with Face Connect and things who obviously play the game quite often and also pretty big as well themselves, who probably would have preferred a sponsorship and would have given it a much better go. But obviously people saying, I was puzzled at this too. Gigix, zentreya, and ironmouse I get, but Connor, they actually reached out to Connor despite his own views of the game that are centered around lollies, and Connor actually agreed to the sponsored stream. Like, what? And they said, probably they saw Connor as the same circle as those three, as Connor definitely agrees with the money the Nexon offered. So it's not strange how it happened if they never checked Connor's videos before, which again, I think that is totally understandable, right? I think obviously there's a lot of episodes that are like hours and 2 hours and 3 hours long, as well as all of his videos and streams and stuff, which are also hours long. They're not going to go through every single thing that he has said and stuff like that. Now, sure, with like the advancements in AI and things, surely you could probably search something up and find clips, right? But again, they're probably not going to do that. So again, I can understand why this has happened in the first place and why they eventually gone back. But I do think it's pretty disappointing for the other people who are supposed to be doing this, because obviously it just seems that Blue Archive messed up in terms of who they decided to sponsor, being CDawg, and then obviously the other three were just okay. Obviously some people were mad about them being mainstream, but I'm going to be honest, if you want your game to get bigger, you're going to have an audience that is bigger as well, right? But, I would have agreed, maybe swap CDawg out for someone who would appreciate it more, even if it was someone like the Anime Man, who obviously is also another member of Trash Taste, who actually is probably the most lolicon out of all of them, right? Again, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't actually decide to sponsor him. It's probably due to the lack of streams that he does. But again, obviously, that is pretty surprising to me, or obviously those Face Connect members that they were talking about down in those comments as well. That could also be the case too. But people have been talking about this, saying this is what properly gatekeeping your fandom looks like. It's embarrassing that a Gacha Games fan base is the only one setting standards whenever it comes to getting rid of tourists and leeches. But other communities are still going. Let's all just get going. And then also you got this one as well, saying, so instead of sponsoring the dozen of people who actually play the game or are lolly friendly, you went with this, even including some who physically cringes at the sight of Eromanga Sensei, Lamau even. What motivated this decision? Which again, obviously, that is what a lot of people have been saying about this, and people saying Mouse and Connor appealed to a normally mainstream audience who won't be able to be receptive to lolly. Again, I don't know so much about Mouse. Again, it's more of those things. It's more of one of those things where it might have to be like an experiment just to see what goes on in her chat if she was to play something like that. Connor, yes, I can 100% understand though. Obviously, they say zentreya. I don't know how our audience will react. I say Giguk. It's probably the only one that makes sense, because he's a veteran weeb. No hate on any of them. It's just about hitting your target audience. And I do think that is actually kind of true there in terms of them saying no hate on anyone. I don't think there is supposed to be any kind of hate towards CDawg or anything like that, right? He's allowed to have his own opinions about whatever he wants. But I think it just isn't the best idea to sponsor him, right? It isn't the best idea to have him the one playing your game and trying to, make it appeal to people when he clearly, obviously, doesn't like a lot of the aspects in the game, including the gacha and the lolly stuff, right? So, again, I do think it is more just a bad business decision than obviously like drama and things, but they're saying, like, to be honest, I only see Giguk and Jory as a friendly lolly. They say Connor does not like it one bit, and this whole stuff is cancelled now anyways. That I think you don't know, Jory is the guy who used to watch almost every seasonal lolly anime and then rate them on his WordPress blog. He's very much into it. They said Giguk is a veteran weeb and got a respect for it. They say the point is advertising. Having already big fans of the game stream, it shows to literally no one that doesn't already know it exists. And they say, no, that's exactly my point. Many of the people who watch the content creator who streams the game don't play the game themselves. They watch these content creators because they like them, not So they like them, not the games they play. They need a little nudge / incentive to start playing. And obviously, yeah, some people have been going after them as well. But again, that is essentially everything there is for the situation to kind of understand it fully. Again, I don't think this is a case of like, you know, people necessarily going after Connor too much. Obviously, some people are angry at, you know, some of his takes and things about, you know, similar topics, right? But that's a separate kind of thing. I think in terms of this Blue Archive thing, people were just angry with the fact that Blue Archive even thought about sponsoring him when obviously he clearly doesn't align with a lot of their stuff. But again, as I said, Blue Archive have now kind of, you know, sorted that out. But it is very, very disappointing that now all of these four will now obviously lose out on a sponsorship due to this, right? Because I don't think Giga, Zentreya, or ironmouse have necessarily done anything wrong to warrant this. It is essentially they just took it all down because, you know, they didn't want to face any more backlash or whatever from this. So again, obviously we have to see how that kind of evolves, whether they even look at maybe hiring some of the kind of Phase Connect people who already play the game to potentially play the game. I don't know. We'll have to see. But again, that'll be something for the future to cover if that does come out. But yeah, that's about all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSups, use my code Kazu, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of legal stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.